So what do you get into when you're there?
I kind of learned this from you, from listening to like your old podcast of like you were always like big on like the experience, not like the fucking the place or like the
sites.
Yeah, like I don't care about museums. I
usually
genuinely don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like I was just in Paris. You got to go to the Louvre, and I was like, yeah, no, you have to. And then it hit me like, but I actually don't want to. And you can't just go up. You got to make a reservation. I had one, and I was in somewhere else. And I was like, I like modern art, if anything, and I don't want to see the fucking Mona Lisa. I know what it looks like.
Yeah,
I just
don't
care.
Anything for me. Doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, and if it was right there, someone's like, "You want to go in right now?" I'm like, all right.
Is there a line?
Yeah.
All right, let's pop in. And
yeah.
do they have beer? Cool. We'll go get a drink.
But like, it's kind of like a Motley Crue. If you're like, I have Motley Crue tickets, you're like, free? Like, when is it? It's like across the street.
And it's
I'm
right.
Like,
it's right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I call it the statues. So like, I was like you have to almost see the statues, get them out of the way, and the statues are the museums. The actual statues, this building, this river, whatever. You have to see the sites you're supposed to, and that's almost like a day one, like gives you something to do to get out of the house. But it's like the second time you're in that city, you're like, I've already seen the statues, so now what's there to do?
Yeah, that's exactly. And like I like doing.
Like you don't go to the Empire State Building.
I've never been to a museum in New York. Why the fuck would I go?
Exactly.
Why the fuck would I waste my time in Frankfurt to see your fucking art? I don't care. I genuinely don't give a fuck. I'm like, let's go get a beer and sit in the park and fucking whatever the locals are doing.
You have to be like, hey, here's a human skin, like an entire wing of human skin art.
Yeah, something where I'm like, this is something I would see online and be like, that's fucking wild.
Yeah.
It's also like, that's another
Museum
thing.
of Intolerance.
Yeah.
would be a nice
get
one.
behind that. It's like, I think, because I'm so desensitized or whatever the word is from seeing shit online. It's like I've seen beheadings.
Right.
I don't care about your painting. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are we doing here, man? So I always like to try to do like I've never done any of that shit.
Okay.
And that was tough the first time, like with my girlfriend. She's like, let's go here. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, let's go get beers and hang in the fucking park. I love doing that. And the biggest thing, and it's because I'm a big booze bag, but like the drinking laws in Germany, it's Europe alone, but Germany are like
great outdoor. If you're in the summer, right? It's just like
anywhere. I didn't know you could just get a fucking drink and just walk down the street.
Isn't it crazy? So I'm starting to do this now, where it's like, what about another country makes you realize something about your own?
Oh, I love that.
And that is like, what? Why
Blew
don't
my mind.
Like, why don't we have that? And we did it for a little. In 2020, we had it.
Oh, and it was like, dude, that was like my favorite time in the city.
Walktails.
Oh man, you would just get one to go.
Just to go. They had pouches.
And I used to sit in fucking Tompkins Square Park and just it'd be like a nice summer night. You'd get like a 6-pack at the bar or like the corner store.
Me and DeRosa had this realization. We went to 7B. We got a beer in one of those clear cups with a straw in it. Sure, okay. And then like, let's get another beer. Drank at the park. Let's get another beer. And then it was like, wait, there's a bodega next door.
Yeah, why the fuck are we spending $7 a beer? Yeah,
let's just get a dollar beer.
Of course. Oh, that was great. Just sit out there like smoking cigarettes. It was like European. It had like that. And everybody's eating in the streets and like those little booths. I fucking loved it. That's the shit I love. It's the experience. It's the feel. Like, I don't get a feeling from seeing a painting or a statue or something like that. Like the Colosseum or something like that. I'd be like, oh, this is like,
an overwhelming thing where like,
of architecture or something. Yeah.
I did like the Eiffel Tower.
Sure.
Not even to go up in it, just to be like, this is just an art piece. It's interesting. But I just went by it. Like, oh, look, there it is. You're right. Some of those things are so like the Grand Canyon is like, damn.
It triggers something in your body, your chemistry, where you're like, this is bigger than me. This is fucking crazy.
Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, this massive church. Yeah, certain things.
Yeah.
But a museum's like, why?
Yeah, I don't fucking. I just I don't get it.
So what do you do then?
I drink a lot.
Nice.
I fucking.
Nice.
I'm a
That's
big
the
booze
vibe,
bag,
right?
and that's the fucking vibe, man.
Yeah.
Like they do it like a little classier, like a little more not class, just refined. It's not like as animalistic, and I learned that because I'm just like a fucking Irish Catholic idiot from Philadelphia who's like, you just drink
pound.
Yes, not elegant and patience and. Like they'll drink multiple different drinks throughout dinner.
Have you been to other parts of Europe?
Yeah. So every time I would go,
it seems like Europe in general is just like they're more adults about it. Drink at lunch. Yeah. It's fine. But then they look down on someone who's drunk.
Of course, because it shows like lack of self-control or what. You're a glutton. You're like,
and I get it too. It's like I don't know, do like what pills or Coke or whatever. But it's like, dude, you're barfing and it's like 10 p.m. What the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And like, you don't drink. I'm like, I do like an adult.
I know. Yeah, control it a little bit. So the first time I found out you could just drink.
Wow.
On the streets, it was like fucking noon on like a Tuesday, and I was like, that guy's just fucking drinking, and I'm like, that's crazy. She's like, yeah, you're allowed. I'm like, you're just allowed to just drink walking down the street. She's like, yeah. I'm like, well, I'm going to fucking get a beer. Because like I also have that thing of like, if I'm allowed to do something and I'm not doing it, I feel like I'm
wasting it.
I would be flying back to America and be like, how the fuck did I have a beer that day?
Yeah. That's why I can't do like all-inclusive stuff because then I'll just never leave. I'll be like, I gotta keep eating. I gotta keep eating.
I know the third day I'm like, this fucking sucks. I'm sweaty. I
have to get the breakfast. I have to get sweaty and I'm full.
I eat like 4 dinner rolls just because they're
there.
I
gained, no joke, 17 pounds on the Impractical Jokers cruise in 4 days.
Where you been and where you going? This is Ari's travel show, yeah. We're gonna go on a journey today and see what there's to see in this big world. We're exploring different places, seeing all different types of faces. We're gonna talk about travel today. It's UB Trip.